Hey everyone, it's Friday, March 13th, 2026. A lot of news to go over today. Just a quick video. Geopolitics, socioeconomics, looking at capital markets, how this is all playing out. Wars, you name it, Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, US, Israel, strikes near Tehran rally. So a lot of news. Let's look real quick here on this Friday. Let's see, S&P's off fractionally. Crude oil's pumping up about 1.5%. VIX is up. It's off about 1.25%, but a lot of volatility in the capital markets. And gold dips about 80 points, off about 1.5%. So stocks erase early gains on Iran war anxiety. I'm reading this off of bar chart. So, my goodness. So it says here, stocks gave up early advance today and are trading mixed after crude oil prices recovered from early losses. Trading is little changed as the war in Iran shows no sign of abating. The Wall Street Journal reported today that the U.S. is moving a Marine Expeditionary Unit to the Middle East as Iran steps up attacks on Straits of Hormuz. So are we going to see boots on the ground? We shall see. Interesting history too with Iran. Every military or group or kingdom that's ever invaded or tried to occupy Iran, going back into ancient history, always ends up being absorbed by Iran. So, an incredible history. So I'm not saying I'm for it or against it, but we shall see. Stocks initially moved higher today when WTI crude oil gave up overnight gains and fell more than 2% after the U.S. granted a temporary waiver allowing buyers to take Russian oil cargoes already at sea. The U.S. Treasury granted a month-long waiver to Russian oil loaded before Thursday. So easing of, the oil markets with the Straits of Hormuz shut down. So we shall see crude prices again. U.S. officials said Iran has begun laying mines in the Straits of Hormuz, trying to complicate U.S. efforts to restart shipping in the waterways. My goodness, despite the U.S. destroying most large ships in the Iranian Navy to lay mines, Iran began using smaller boats for the operation on Thursday. So Goldman Sachs warns that crude prices could exceed the 2008 record high of a close of $150 a barrel if flows through the Straits of Hormuz remain depressed. So we could see, crude oil $200, $300 a barrel. And a lot of rhetoric, of course, from President Trump and the Iranian Khomeini suggested there's no immediate easing of the war that has disrupted energy shipments in the Middle East and spurred concerns about rising inflation. So watch the yield in the 10-year and climbing to 4.28%. Or, my goodness. Crude oil, U.S. economic news is mixed for stocks. The JOLTS report. So I just go over this, report, read on bar chart every day for myself and kind of look at the news headlines. Traded Bitcoin for the last 2.5 weeks for about 19,000 trading points of profit. So news on Microsoft is to beat Claude Cowork, artificial intelligence. It says here, shareholders sues Intel for Trump deal. So we'll see. U.S. eases again Russian oil sanctions. Stocks lose ground as war in Iran keeps pressure on oil prices. I don't give financial advice, I have to say that. See the risk disclosure below. It's just informational purposes only. So let's look at this. The stock markets are kind of flat right now. NASDAQ E-minis off about 100 points. The VIX again at 24.46. The Dixie at 100.35. Zero, let's see. The 10-year at 111-135. Crude oil is up at 97.40. Nat gas flat at 3.127. Gold is off $77. at 5,048. Silver bullion is off $4 to $81. So I'd like to see silver bullion retrace to its all-time high resistance of $55 an ounce, and then we get another pump. We shall see. So this is the news that's being reported. There's a stock of the day is Rex American Resources, REX. The stocks that are active today: Nvidia, Tesla, Micron Technology, SanDisk, Meta Platforms, Mr. Softy, Microsoft, Broadcom, Palantir's active, Apple Computer, and Amazon. So it's like the Magnificent Seven are really active. So that's what we have on the bar chart. Let's look at Yahoo Finance here real quick. Kind of a lot of the same news, just different perspectives. So is this the book of Daniel playing out? The book of Revelation? The book of Matthew? You know, we shall see. Trump outlines a 4-step process as tariff refund plans take shape. A lot of news on tariffs and protectionism. Stocks give up gains as oil rises and GDP slows. U.S. GDP grows just 0.7% in Q4. It's a sharp downgrade. So we shall see what's going on there with GDP. Fed's going to stay on the sidelines. Reuters is reporting Iran war impacts fertilizer prices. 25% of the world's fertilizer travels through the Straits of Hormuz. So now's a good time to be a prepper. So I'm topping my preps off. Bitcoin pairs gains after touching top of recent trading range. So I was buying the dip over the last 2.5 weeks on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin, buying it on the dippy dip as low as 61,000 and sold some today for the great pump up to like 73, 74,000. Energy is no longer dead money. So IRS has 27% fewer workers this year. Oil tops $100 a barrel. So a lot of news here. It's redundant, but I go over it. I read the news. Trending is Adobe, Bitcoin, XYZ Block Inc. Ulta Beauty is off 14%. It's been a huge winning stock. Big gainers, Neptune Insurance. Let's see, Klarna. Klarna's back up. That had a big dippy dip. Ulta is off. What else? So, most active again is Nvidia, American Airlines, Nokia. Nokia does huge amounts of R&D expenditure. Bitminer, Immersion Technologies, I own stock and such. And then Mara Holdings. So in fair disclosure, I own shares in Bitminer and then Mara. So that's what we have. So just a quick video here on the Friday. Al Jazeera again reading it. Hezbollah chief says the battle with Israel is Lebanese. So Turkey will not be dragged into the regional war. So, Tehran and Western Tehran. So this is what's being reported on the news. And so I took some nice profit again out of Bitcoin today. A couple $1,000-point profit there. SPY ETF, I'll dollar cost average it. This is my trading plan. Took some huge profits out of BKCH, the blockchain ETF. Now it's peeling off. It pumped this morning. I sold some that I DCA'd. Block, BLOK, took some profits there. ETHE, took some profits there. And FSOL, the Solana ETF. That's part of my trading plan. And then looking at XRP, let's look at Bitcoin first. The last couple of weeks I was buying the dip on, looking at this trade history, I was buying the dip on Bitcoin this last cycle. Give you some ideas. 71,700, 70,141, 70,141 again, 69,000, 67,000, 68,878, where I sold some for a nice profit. And then I bought back in at 69,461, spot 52, and then sold that this morning at 73,500. So that was 69. So I mean, it was like 4,000 point profit just on a momentum swing trade on Bitcoin alone. Then I was back in the dip up in this last couple of weeks, as my viewers know, into XRP Ripple. You know, there was a comment saying that it would be crazy or insane to purchase XRP. So when I heard that and the people had capitulated, I looked on bar chart. The rating on XRP is 100% downtrend at that time, and in the top 1 percentile of such. So I bought the dip going back on the beginning of this month on 3/2, just alone at $1.36, $1.42, $1.38, $1.36, $1.33, $1.37, and then sold this morning at $1 spot 44965. So it took a huge pump out of XRP while others were saying it's no good. I was backing the truck up on it. So I made a nice profit there. I was able to do some philanthropic work today too. You know, I don't like talking about my charitable work so much, but I did do some homeless outreach today. So I felt good. I did so well in the stock market and in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market over the last 2.5 weeks that I decided to, I was going to share the wealth a little bit and help out the less fortunate. So that felt good. Now I got limit orders out now, backing the truck up again on XRP at 1 spot 37, 1 spot 36, 1 spot 35, and 1 spot 33 again. So let's see if we can buy the dip on XRP again. And then the Bitcoin. You know, took huge profits out of it, but I got open orders now to purchase more. So I let markets come to me. So I got limit orders on Bitcoin at 70,200, 69,443, 69,000, 67,804. So we got some great trades there. So we shall see, people. Let's see if we get a good retracement on the Bitcoin again. I sold today, I bought Bitcoin again at 69,461 and then took a Momo swing trade at 73,564. So that was a nice trade. So I just keep on keeping on. That's what we have. Running a short video, about 12 minutes today. So that's my trading plan. DCA, SPY, ETF, going into the weekend. I had a great last 2 weeks. So, interestingly enough, too, I don't run commercials on my channel, but I recently published an app that I have called weathermist.com. It's an AI, artificial intelligence, weather barometer meteorologist app that uses agentic AI. It's called Weather, WeatherMist.com, weathermist.com. You can use it for free. I own it and used artificial intelligence to predict weather. It gave me a weather alert today using AI. It says AI alert is low risk. I'm here in North Florida, so it says enjoy the clear skies, but stay hydrated during the warm weather. Drink plenty of water and stay hydrated in the warm temperatures. So it gives me heads up on weathermist.com. So why not check it out? Check out the links below and tell me what you think about weathermist.com. That's the first agentic AI weather platform, and you can use it for free. You can upgrade, to it, but I own it, and I use it every day now to predict the weather for me. It does minute-to-minute updates too. Weathermist.com. So again, let's place the biddy bid there on Bitcoin. See if we can get the dip. Sold some again at 74,000. Now it's dipped as low today from 74,000 to 70,890. So it's a couple, 4,000 point retracement. We shall see. So that's it, everyone. Peace in the Middle East type of thing. Let's pray for peace. And, time to prep. I'm a prepper. So watch the weather. weathermist.com. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome and great day.